Doctor, you're one of the many guests we've had on for months during this pandemic. We have never met personally, but nonetheless, I feel like I know you, and I can speak for our viewers. For months, I've been asking you about the pandemic. For months, you've been bemoaning the lack of aggressive national policy. But when I ask you, how are you doing in your area, you've usually answered, everything's fine, we're keeping the lid on. Well, tonight I ask you again, how are you doing in your area?
Hey, Brian. Well, here we are. We all get to take a look at this up close and personal. It seems like our fellow Hoosiers need to see this for themselves before they really change their behavior in the short term. We've been sounding the alarm for months, you're right, since February, March, and we've said it's coming. It's coming. Well, it's here.
What are cases like in your local area at the hospital where you work?
Yeah, so locally, we're still under control right now, but we have definitely seen an uptick in our cases over the last just couple of weeks. It's been pretty dramatic. We were at 2 or 3 a day in our county of 50,000 people, and now we're at 20, 30 a day. I think they reported 100 over the last weekend, which kind of encompassed a few days. But it's definitely here. We're seeing more in the hospital. We're seeing more in the emergency department, and we're putting more people inside the house.
A question I've asked you before, if you and I took a lunch break and walked through your beautiful town at lunchtime, what percentage of people would we see wearing a mask these days?
Better today, I think, than the last time we talked. Not perfect, half, maybe. I think it depends on where you are and what you're doing. Some of our local businesses are kind of encouraging that. We've got a local business that has a sign on the door that says masks absolutely not required. So it's hit and miss, but we're seeing more. Our governor just enacted a mandate that's kind of in battle in the state right now. It's supposed to go into effect on Monday. We'll see how that plays out.
I want to play some audio for you from our Education Secretary, Betsy DeVos. This is about a week ago, talking about kids. We'll get your reaction on the other side.
More and more studies show that kids are actually stoppers of the disease, and they don't get it and transmit it themselves. So we should be in a posture of the default should be getting back to school, kids in person, in the classroom.
Doc, I'll give you this. It is novel to have an education secretary unencumbered by an overriding concern on the health of students and the teachers who teach them. Are they, in your view, in your learning, are kids stoppers or spreaders of this disease?
I mean, man, we don't have any controlled studies on this virus, but we know in general, kids are not stoppers. Kids are the vector that carries it to the rest of us. Everybody knows that in the fall, bad colds come to us all. And it's because the kids get back together in school and they put it together. I don't know what Betsy's talking about. Maybe there's some research that I'm not aware of, but that is not typical for most viruses, for sure.
And final question, we heard your state mentioned in this Dr. Birx recording that we weren't supposed to hear. Center for Public Integrity got it, leaked it out to the rest of us. Imagine if we'd never learned that. Are you getting the intel and the expertise you need?
Not on a personal level. Not really. Our state sends out emails every couple of days, but it's really kind of up to the individual physician right now to really watch, learn, and to keep things in check for themselves, and to try to figure out what we're going to do about this. There's still a lot of battles going on at the ground level with this illness. We're fighting on the macro level in politics, and we're fighting on the micro level amongst ourselves and our families and in our communities. It's been rough. If you have to remember 5 words, just 5 words, Americans will keep dying soon. If we don't do something,
wow,
we're gonna have problems, man. Yeah. It's just we have to fix this. We have to do what we need for each other.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.